Friday Night Glory here at Marcus High School. We're in Flower Mound. Coach Gerry Stanford, 2-1 on the year, heading into district. Won their first district matchup, Louisville, last week. Coach, the Battle of the Axe, am I correct?
Yeah, that's correct. It's a big game for us to be able to get out top on our first district win of the year, and so we're pleased.
And Coach, you got Hebron coming up. You're at Hebron. It'll be your first matchup personally against the Hawks. How do you think your boys will do?
You know, we've played them for a couple of years when I was at LD Bell, and they're always such a well-prepared team. Coach Brazel and his staff do a great job preparing kids. It's just a very well-traditioned program. And so it's like any other game in this district, it's only going to get tougher as we go along. And so we've got a long road ahead of us right here.
After a district win last week over Louisville, how do you proceed into this week against Hebron versus any other opponent in this competitive district?
You know, we pretty much treat them all the same. I mean, there's a quality opponent in everybody we're going to see. Nobody in our district's shabby at any sort of whatso kind. And so regardless of records, regardless of things that have gone on in the past, it's just going to be a tough go each and every week. And so we know we've got to focus on ourselves and get better each and every week at what we're doing.
Do you think you have do you think you have a better advantage over other district opponents being on the top half of the district this early?
And I don't think it matters right now. I mean, it's an 8-week district, and so this thing's going to shake up in and out and shake around over the next 7 weeks to go, and so it's going to be real interesting to say the least when it comes all to an end.
You put up 4 scores against Louisville last week. I think 39 points the week before, if I'm not mistaken. How do you guys progress your offense week to week as well as your defense, holding Louisville to 6 points last week?
You know, our defense is really putting our offense in a good situation right now. They've done a great job of giving us some short fields, which increase our load of being able to score rather quickly. And so we've got to continue to work on our consistency offensively, particularly on first downs and in the first quarter. We've just got to do a little bit better job of what we've been executing right there and just continue to progress.
Coach, the Hawks 0-3 this season. They lost their first district matchup last week. How do you expect them to handle coming into district play down already one game?
I think they'll be one of the toughest teams we see all year. They're a veteran squad. They've got one of the best running backs in the state who carries a load for them, and their front offensive line and defensive line really make them go. And anytime you've got a good offensive line and defensive line, it makes for a good team, and they've got a good running back to go with it. And so we've got our work cut out for us right here. We just got to focus on us getting better.
A pretty strong home field advantage at Hebron. I'm just curious, Coach, coming off of a big home win over Louisville, how do you guys adjust, if at all, during the practice this week to play on the road?
You know, we've been on the road before this last game against Louisville over in Arlington, which was a big crowd, one of their first home games. And so we're going to take it in stride just like any other game and just prepare as we would to get ready to get better.
Coach, anything in particular that you guys have covered over the past 2 weeks in preparation for each opponent? Talking more in particular against Arlington, Louisville, and then Hebron coming up.
Now, our schedule is fairly a wide variety of X's and O's of what we're going to see week in and week out, and so we prepared sort of back in spring ball for the different varieties of styles we're going to see of play offensively and defensively. Hopefully just try to play catch up in that week, preparing and getting the execution of the game plan down. You know, the biggest thing we've been looking at going in and out of games is the consistency of getting better each half, and right now we're not even taking it a game at a time. We're just taking it a quarter at a time and just trying to focus on, are we getting better this quarter as compared to the quarter before us, and just if we can keep that progress of stepping up the hill and going upwards and not backwards, we're going to be okay.
Is there anything that you guys have been working on or still working on this season that you would like to recover either for this week or the upcoming district?
You know, the biggest thing right now we're just trying to recover from is, solidifying our special teams and getting a little bit better at that, because in these big games with great teams, you've got to have great special teams play, and then just our consistency offensively of not having too many 3 and outs and not putting our defense in a bad situation on a quick, short field.